What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my quick review of the new Hubsan 502s, also known as the Hubsan X4 Desire. This is it right here, and this thing is rather unique. It's very unique, actually, being that this is the first toy quad with GPS and GPS functions. Full-fledged GPS function in this thing. Is quite small as well, and it's a geared motor system. A lot of unique things about this thing having GPS in this form. It's actually a brushed motor system as well, but it has all of the same features that the new Hubsan 501s brushless system has. So this thing can return to home. It does it quite well, I might add, and this thing also does follow me mode. It actually has the same exact transmitter as the Hubsan 501s. Exact same transmitter, no difference at all, except for the firmware. But you can upgrade the firmware to be the same. And this thing has all the features, but it's a bit downgraded, just a tad. The camera, for instance, is FPV still, but it's a 720p camera instead of the 1080p of the Hubsan 501s. And I already mentioned that the motors are brushed, and the 501s has brushless motors, and this geared motor system actually makes it efficient though, so you can squeeze out about 12 minutes of flight from this thing. But flying it aggressive like I usually do, I usually only get like 9.5 minutes of flight time because I like to fly fast and stuff like that. All of the same features that the H501s has. You can actually put this thing in manual mode. It does have altitude hold. So the left stick is self-centering on the throttle. But you can actually take off the altitude hold. You can go inside the transmitter and take the altitude hold off and have it fly like a normal quad would. The only thing is that this stick self-centering makes it feel a little odd. But you can get used to it though, and this is deviated, so you can fly it with your Devo and experience it that way as a normal quad. But this thing is pretty awesome. I think the GPS functions work really well. It has GPS hold. The GPS hold works well. This also has certain things that it does that the Hubsan H501s does not do. Well, they can fix they can make the Hubsan H501s do some of the functions that this does that it's lacking. But they haven't done it yet. I've heard that Hubsan is working on that. But this thing actually returns to home in all of its modes. That's something that I couldn't do with the Hubsan H501s. You can have this in manual mode and still hit return to home. And it'll switch to GPS mode and return to home and land. So, but you have to, if you execute the return to home in manual mode, you have to make sure that you hold this throttle stick down, because I found that if you return to home while it's in manual mode, then the quad it'll do everything correctly and it'll come and land. But then soon as it lands, it'll go back to it's still in manual mode. You have to remember that. And so this self-centering stick, if you don't hold it down, it'll give it a bunch of throttle and make it kick back up in the air. So you have to remember to hold this down when it's returning to home in manual mode. But in the other modes, the return to home, you don't have to do anything. It'll just come, land, and it'll stay there and wait for your command. It won't actually shut off. You can shut it off on your own, though, by bringing both sticks to the lower outside corners. That actually starts the motors as well. And just a really awesome flyer. I really like it. You can put a SD card in here and record your FPV. The FPV, the frame rate is not as good as the frame rate on a H501s, but it's okay for FPV, and though you're not going to do any racing with this though. It's a really nice camera on there in 720p. Another thing is that the lights on here, they don't change colors. But you do have blue in the front and red in the back, so that's good. They got it right on the orientation. But the lights in the rear still flash and do different things to indicate what mode you're in. When it's returning to home, the lights in the back, they go back and forth. They're red. They flash back and forth. When you're recording, they flash, and different things like that it does. It is running on a 7.4 volt power system, and this is the battery. I was very surprised by the battery being this thin. I don't think I've ever seen a 7.4 battery, a 2-cell battery this thin. It amazes me when I look at it. I wonder how they did that, but it is 7.4 volt, but the C rating is only 15 C. I think that helps with the flight time with it and making it more efficient and fly longer. Pretty fast though, the way it is for a geared motor system, and it's just an awesome little flyer. This is the battery bay here. Really no room in there to fit any other type of battery, so you're going to probably have to get these batteries here to fit in here, and it's a snug fit in there, so you're not going to be able to get any larger batteries in there. I heard people asking that question. Oh, another thing, there's no little rubber feet on here. These little rubber things here came on the motor post there, but I think they can probably be modded to and used as feet on the bottom, little rubber soft landing feet. Just a thought. So mod that I might do in the chop shop coming up. Pretty awesome. I really like the way it flies. I really like the functions that it has, and it's like the ultimate camera bird now that's on the market, because this thing, you know, it'll hold its place. When you click it in GPS mode, it'll hold its position and you can get a nice steady shot, and it returns to home if it flies out of range. Oh, the range on this thing is really good as well. I've flown it pretty far, farther than I usually fly these little quads, and I'm really confident in it returning to home because it has been returning to home every time I try it. So I think that's all there really is to say. I think I covered everything except for the transmitter. Let me show you guys some things on the transmitter. It actually won't take off when you first try to start it up. If you try to take off early without waiting for the GPS lock to go to at least 6 satellites, it won't let you take off. But you can override that if you hold down this throttle stick here, and then you hold in the right stick. You see the menu comes up, and you can go down and select fly with no GPS. Let me just do it just to show you guys. You can switch that over to yes and come back up. Now it will allow you to take off when you don't have GPS satellites, but that's not really recommended, because if you don't have GPS lock on at least 6 satellites before you take off, then your return to home isn't going to be recorded. And so you could be in trouble if you lose it or whatnot. It's not going to return to home. It'll just land. All of the same features in that menu. You can change the 5.8 frequency of the FPV and all. You can change the sensitivity of the sticks. But it comes in expert mode as default, so all of the rates are already turned up to 100. And what else? You can reverse the sticks and all of that stuff. You can, this is the manual mode here. You can go here and turn it to manual mode, and that turns off the accelerometer, I'm sorry, that turns off the altitude hold. So no altitude hold if you turn that on. And you can go down here to see the version of the transmitter. So, and the LCD too. I think you upgrade the LCD with this micro SD card slot here. This is not for recording the FPV functions. You can't do that. Some people were wondering if you can do that. Nope, you can't do that. That's just for upgrading the transmitter. And so this thing has telemetry, so it actually has your GPS coordinates and all down the bottom. When you bind to the transmitter to the quad, it'll show you the altitude of it, and it'll show you the distance away in meters. So pretty awesome little quad. The transmitter takes 4 AA batteries. You see I got rechargeables in there, and it comes with an extra set of spare props. It comes with a USB charging cable this time. It's a spare part pack it comes with. And this is the USB cable that it comes with for 2S battery. You can see I have the it comes with spare props. One of them around here somewhere, I lost it. Probably just fell out. But that's it. The Hubsan H502s X4 Desire. Thanks for watching.